As the speaker entered the room, the crowd on both sides receded like a tide. He was a young man in his 20s, clad in a leather jacket, tall and lanky with a baby face, looking as fresh as a student still in school. Floral Shirt 9 leaned back in his seat, speaking loudly, "Red Ghost, you scared me. What's going on? Has old Ghost Wu fallen out with us and become so domineering that even people from Lianqing are driven away from watching the boxing matches in Dragon City?" The young man known as Red Ghost sat next to Floral Shirt 9, lit a cigarette, and mumbled, "The grudge between Lianqing and Mr. Wu has nothing to do with us, who make a living from the boxing ring. We are with the Tai Sui. But you treat my boxing ring as a chicken farm, coming and going as you please. Isn't that breaking our rules? Are you suggesting that anyone who comes to watch a boxing match can just get on the stage? How can we then charge for betting on boxing, don't you think?" Floral Shirt 9 scoffed and pointed at Li Yan on the boxing stage. "I'll be straight with you. My little Zhou has been wanting to spar with a master of Bagua Palm for a long time, and you must have heard of it. It's not me, Floral Shirt 9, making trouble. I'm afraid that once I leave here, your people won't even agree to meet me. After all, old Ghost Wu and Tai Sui both work on the Dragon City Committee. We see each other often, and you don't want to provoke me. I get it. I don't want to break Dragon City's rules, I just want my guy to have a match with your boxer. If you can't even agree to this, then it's clear that you're just messing with me." Red Ghost crossed his arms and slowly shook his head. "Rules are rules. I can't interfere with anything else, but today, if your man gets on the stage, it's causing trouble in Dragon City." Floral Shirt 9 laughed in exasperation. "Well then, there's no more room for negotiation, Brother 9. Little Zhou jumped off the ring, stopping Floral Shirt 9, and then spoke to Red Ghost. "You just said that I've been following the horsemen of Dragon City. Does that mean, as long as I follow the rules and fight in the ring, I can spar with him?" Red Ghost lowered his eyelids. "Then you should start from the first ring, and if the committee determines that your performances are comparable and someone is willing to bet heavily, of course there's no problem. Alright, then I'll start from the bottom of the Dragon City ring." Red Ghost nodded and looked at Floral Shirt 9 with an indifferent face. "What does Brother 9 say?" Floral Shirt 9's face was frighteningly dark and he remained silent. Little Zhou walked up to Floral Shirt 9, swallowing nervously. "Brother 9." Floral Shirt 9 glanced at him sidelong. When did the boss not care for his horse? Little Zhou gave an embarrassed smile. "Brother 9, I can handle this." Floral Shirt 9 muttered something under his breath, probably cursing. "Let's go." Floral Shirt 9 got up from his seat, and nearly 50 people got up and headed towards the exit. A few young thugs even gave a provocative look to Red Ghost, who remained seated calmly, but Red Ghost simply ignored them. Before leaving, Little Zhou went up to Li Yan. "Master Li, there aren't many traditional martial artists in the boxing ring of Kowloon Walled City, and today was not satisfactory. Once I establish myself in the boxing ring of Dragon City, let's have a proper match." Li Yan nodded and opened his mouth to speak. "I say, Master Zhou, does the $50,000 that your brother 9 mentioned still count?" Little Zhou was taken aback for a moment, and after a while, he nodded with a strange expression on his face. "It counts. You have gained 5 Yenfu points. You have unlocked an additional purchase privilege, 0/1, in this Yenfu event. Your purchase quota is as follows: 1. A glimpse category, skill scroll quality, common. It can obtain personal information from others, with a certain chance to identify their weaknesses. You can use this skill directly, consuming 1 Yenfu point each time you obtain information from others. Alternatively, you can choose to spend 10 Yenfu points to purchase this skill. Once purchased, you can use this skill at will point 2. ES Hematopoietic Cell Enhancer category, consumables quality, fine origin, Grand Clock Research Institute. It has a strong therapeutic effect on blood and hematopoietic cell diseases, and can also enhance the vitality of the user's blood. Ordinary people using it have a very small chance of learning the skill. Blood activation, the taper's message, although it can't cure your disease, it won't let you fight with an injured body. You can spend 10 Yenfu points to get it. Point 3. ES Hematopoietic Cell Supplement category, consumables quality, rare origin, Grand Clock Research Institute. It has a very strong therapeutic effect on blood and cell diseases, and can also enhance the vitality of the user's blood. Healthy people will learn the skill, blood activation, after taking it. You can spend 300 Yenfu points to get it. Please note that the additional purchase privilege given to you by the taper can be activated once in each Yenfu event. After 3 Yenfu events, the gift will disappear. The taper's message: newcomer, I think I'm very generous. Upon reading this information, Li Yan suddenly had a moment of clarity. ES Hematopoietic Cell Supplement, this was what the fat man had promised, something that could cure his disease, and what he needed to do was to get enough Yenfu points. At this point, Li Yan began to seriously consider what it meant to secure the ownership. After all, this determined how Li Yan would make money. After all, there were too many ways to make quick money in this world. Li Yan sat in the corner, pretending to be in a trance, while calculating in his heart. A figure approached him, looking down at him. It was Red Ghost. You're called Li Yan, right? How long have you been in Hong Kong? Li Yan looked up, pretending to rub his eyes. Just recently. The young man known as Red Ghost squatted down. You follow me from now on, boxing under me. Money, women, I won't treat you badly, understand? Li Yan nodded coldly. Red Ghost laughed. Come with me. Saying this, he turned and walked upstairs. Li Yan followed silently, taking a good look at the seemingly friendly young man known as Red Ghost. Even Li Yan himself didn't notice that after staring at Red Ghost for not too long, a ripple of black color appeared in his pupils. You have gained some information. It costs 1 Yenfu point to view it. Do you want to view it? Li Yan pondered for a while, but eventually chose not to view Red Ghost's information. Instead, he followed Red Ghost up the stairs. The two men ascended to the rooftop, one after the other. The concrete rooftop was cluttered with chaotic antennas, leaving no room for footing. As far as the eye could see, there were buildings huddled together, haphazardly stacked high. They were shabby, run down, and crowded. But also busy, spectacular, and filled with the vitality of life. Kowloon Walled City, it scares people to death when others mention it, but it's not bad here. I'll take you to eat dog meat hot pot when you're free. I guarantee you'll swallow your tongue. Red Ghost said. Dragon City is famous for being a lawless area. No one cares about it. Malaysia, Macau, Taiwan, every year countless fugitives flee here when they have nowhere else to go. Either they work for a triad, or most of them end up on Dragon City's boxing ring, just like you. He paused, then went on. 90% of the prostitutes in Hong Kong come from here. Half of the people in Kowloon Walled City have taken drugs, arms smuggling, human trafficking, casinos, brothels, a myriad of evils. Liansheng, 14K, Hong Yayan, triads are everywhere. He held up a finger. But in Dragon City, no one dares to make trouble if the committee doesn't allow it. When the committee speaks, no triad dares to say no. Here, even the governor of Hong Kong is not as powerful as the committee, you get it? Red Ghost didn't expect Li Yan to answer and continued speaking. You're boxing in Dragon City, making a living with Tai Sui. Tai Sui is the executive member of the Dragon City Executive Committee. All the boxing ring businesses in Dragon City, big and small, are backed by Tai Sui. I heard about your situation from Fatty Bo. You were particularly fierce today. You knocked out Cha Kai with just 2 moves. Even Fatty Bo said he misjudged you. I fell ill when I first came to Hong Kong, and I've only recently recovered. Red Ghost nodded, not pressing for more details. He lit a cigarette and said, Tai Sui appreciates young men with sharp fists the most. You have a future. Li Yan stared at the cramped and dilapidated buildings in front of him, seemingly asking casually. Red Ghost brother, they say I'm fighting in the 4th ring. How much money can I make in the higher rings? Red Ghost sniffed. For the 4th ring, the venue is small, usually only workers from Dragon City and workshop owners who have finished work will watch. You can get $5,000 for winning a match, and $1,000 for losing. The first 5 rings are open every day. As long as someone is willing to buy you a match, you can make money. The 6th ring is not open every day. There are not many boxers, about 3 or 4 times a week. Boxers can get $30,000 for winning, and $5,000 for losing. There are a lot of varieties. If there's a water pipe willing to add money, cage fights, weapon fights, anything goes, you can make tens of thousands in one night. But often, there are fatalities. Red Ghost spoke lightly, but Li Yan could imagine, in the ring, 2 people holding sharp weapons, gambling with their lives, blood all over the floor, while the people in the stands roared more and more crazily. Thinking about this, a chill flashed in the corner of Li Yan's eyes.